Point number 3, the Holy Spirit taught them to be together. The Holy Spirit taught them to be together. Again, the Holy Spirit taught them to be together. If we read Acts, the 2nd chapter, the 42nd verse, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. To the 47th verse. Everyone was filled with awe and the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. The Spirit taught them to be together. They had this love for each other. And the reason I say the Spirit taught them, there's no teacher at this point saying, this is what we must do. It's like they're just always doing it. They were really filled with the power, and that power was leading them to be with each other. We get a command later in Hebrews 10:25 where it says, forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. But he's talking to people who were struggling with presence and relationship with God. The relationship was fresh. And because it was fresh, all they wanted to do was be together. That's what the Spirit led them to do. So the Spirit was teaching through their actions. I'm going to say that again. The Spirit was teaching through their actions. Their behavior was teaching through them. And we ought to be asking ourselves, what is our corporate behavior reflecting? What is it teaching? We ought to be very conscious of this. If I see somebody and I can't greet them and they're a Christian and I'm a Christian, what am I saying to those who see other words? What kind of spirit is at that place? Do you hear me? If the Spirit ought to be teaching through you. You don't always have to talk with your mouth. The way you behave, the way you entreat one another is preaching. So the Spirit was teaching through them that you're supposed to be together. And this is an important message because in today's time, the voice of the age has been saying over the last few years, you don't need to be together. What's the purpose of being together? The risk is too great to be together. The Spirit of the Scriptures was teaching, be together. It's the best thing you can have is togetherness. Gathering together in the love and in the presence of God and His Word. This is what the Spirit was teaching. So they just did it. And in their togetherness, they just wanted to, every day they were at the temple courts. They were going to one another's house, breaking bread. What's that? They were having Holy Communion. This form of togetherness. Now it gets deeper once you add communion, because the togetherness is not just you and me. Now it's the togetherness of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, including you and me. And our joy to be together is the same joy that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, in their togetherness, that's the way we ought to want to be together, because we're in now the Father, Son, and Spirit, and the Spirit is in us. So now, what are we? We are together. That's what we are. And in togetherness, we're one. So this is what the Spirit was calling us to do. I know there's a need for more togetherness. And that's why the devil is fighting so hard to get people not to like the next person. Why? Oh, this person did this to me. Oh, he did that to you. Oh, no, I don't like this person now because you don't like him. I don't like him either. You know. And come to find out the story ain't even true, you know. And now you got this one, don't like this one, and trying to break the togetherness. The Spirit taught This isn't Peter teaching now. We didn't see Peter saying, come on, let's come together. The Spirit taught. It's just what being with the Spirit meant. It meant being together.